What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back, and we are going to have to talk about something extremely important right now. We're also, when it comes to this type of situation, it's a little bit of a 50-50 thing right now because after hearing this news, not a lot of people are happy about this because, of course, you know, when it comes to stuff like this, we are gamers first, and the news has been dropped about Eternal Champions. Now, as y'all already know, if y'all been following me for a long time, Eternal Champions from a franchise standpoint, when it comes to fighting games, Eternal Champions is one of my top 5 fighting games of all times from a franchise standpoint. I'm not talking about sequelic. I'm talking about an entire franchise standpoint. Eternal Champions is one of my top 5 fighting games of all time. And after hearing this news, you know how it is, you know, you get kind of excited because you think it's going to be something more out of it. And then when you read the article and what's going on about it, you just be like, oh, hell, you know what I'm saying? So the big news right now is that Eternal Champions is going to get an action movie. Now, at first, I was excited just because I saw the word Eternal Champions, but then after reading the article and after seeing everybody's response to this, I was kind of feeling the same way. I'm just like, wait a minute, like, you know what? An action movie in 2024? Why now? Now, here's the thing. Like I said, a lot of people are not happy with this. The reason why a lot of people are not happy with this is because this is what I think about it. Eternal Champions has been gone for an awful long time. It's been gone for like 20 plus years. So to make an action movie off of a game that has not been around in so long, what is the point? What kind of audience do you think that game is going to capture? You know, no one really now in 2024 even knows about Eternal Champions. The only type of people that know about Eternal Champions are like the fighting gamers themselves, you know, the people that are into that type of stuff, people such as myself, you feel what I'm saying? But the casual audience of today, a good percentage of them are not going to know about Eternal Champions. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. It's different when it comes to Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat. Of course, they're going to know about those games. But Eternal Champions, they're not going to know about that game because that game was just so... It was lost in the shuffle with all those other fighting games. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, I know about Eternal Champions. I'm a big fan of the game. It's one of my top 5 favorite franchises of all times. And I want to see the game come back as a remaster, remake. That's how I want to see the game come back. Remaster, remake, or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, damn. It's getting to the point, if they just bring the game back how it was, let us just download it, give us online capabilities or some shit like that, I'll be more than happy, you know, to purchase Eternal Champions that way. But when it comes to a movie, I just don't see how it'll work because it's going to be hard to capture an audience. Nobody knows about the game. And, you know, the thing is that Eternal Champions has a lot of iconic characters, but when you talk about today's 2024, people still don't know about those characters. People don't know about Shadow Yamato. People do know about Jonathan Blade because of the whole, he looks like that Wesley Snipes shit. So Jonathan Blade is a character that people probably do know about because he's a character that is memed with the whole Wesley Snipes thing. People know about Jonathan Blade, but other characters like Trident, Larson, Dawson, you know, people don't know about those characters. So it's going to be, I don't know. I just don't think the movie is going to succeed because there's just not a lot going on when it comes to Eternal Champions, the game right now. You know, it's not going to be like Mortal Kombat, where Mortal Kombat was pretty much on top of the world, and then they made a movie right after that capitalizing off of it. This is not that. This is not the same situation, but you know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read off a little paragraph of what's going on when it comes to Eternal Champions. You feel what I'm saying? So it does look like this is going to happen, but you know, another thing too, when they announce stuff like this, a lot of it don't really come come to light. Sometimes they announce it, and then, you know, they did this with the X-Men game like a couple of years ago, and we still haven't seen that damn X-Men game. You know, they put out these fucking articles and shit don't even be happening, you know, half of the time. So like I said, they're making it seem like it's gonna happen, but me personally, I don't think it will. I don't think it will, because where's that new X-Men game at? You feel what I'm saying? When was that? That was like 5 years ago that I reported on that. We ain't heard nothing from it. So a lot of times stuff like this is just really like an idea that people be coming up with, producers be coming up with. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna read off some shit, and then I'm just gonna come back, and then I'm just gonna finish the video off with my thoughts, and then I'm gonna turn it over to y'all. So it says, when it comes to Eternal Champions, the making of the Eternal Champions movie, it says Derek Connolly, the franchise scribe whose work includes the Jurassic World movies, has been tapped to write a live-action adaptation of Sega video game Eternal Champions for Skydance. And I'm gonna tell you something, these motherfuckers that be writing the articles, they got bad punctuation, man. The punctuation be so fucking terrible, man. It really do. It said adaptation of Sega video game. It should have said of the Sega video game. Bad punctuation when it comes to these articles. That'll let you know they just be rushing to get these articles out. But yeah. It says also, David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, and Don Granger will produce for Skydance, while Toru Nakahara, who has overseen the adaptation of Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, will produce for the video game producer. I really don't understand that last sentence, but yeah, so it does seem like Sega does have a hand in this. But as I said before, I just don't understand why they are skipping over the game and going to the movie. I just don't understand this. And like I said, if this is Sega doing this, it's just another stupid, whack-ass, bonehead move by Sega. Like I said, man, if Sega is behind this stupid decision, it just comes to show that Sega is just full of shit. This is not the same Sega. It just really ain't. Me personally, I just wish Sega would go out of business at this point. Yeah, I know Sega got Virtua Fighter, but Sega just sucks. It's just a lot of dumb motherfuckers working at that company right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? A movie? Why? Like, why? Where's the game? Give us the game. Y'all want to remake these Sonic games? Now y'all bringing it back, Streets of Rage? That's fine, but come on. Do something with Eternal Champions, man. Come on, man. But hey, that's kind of another topic for another day. I'm not going to come on here and rant about Sega. I really don't have to. Everybody knows Sega full of shit. And like I said, it does seem like they got their hand in this. And, you know, once again, I don't think this is a good decision. I don't think this is a good decision for them to make an Eternal Champions movie. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Nobody knows about the game itself in this day and age. Nobody knows about it. So what good is a movie going to do? You feel what I'm saying? Now, like I said, us as the fighting game people, we know about it. But if you trying to make a movie to capture a new audience, that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. But I don't know. We just gonna have to see. And another thing too, Eternal Champions had a very deep story. So, you know, to make a movie like that, you were gonna really have to put the whole backstory, and they're gonna have to go above and beyond to tell that story, because Eternal Champions got a deep story. It can't just be one of those quick ass Netflix Tubi type of stories. You feel what I'm saying? The game story is too deep for that. But we just gonna have to see. We just gonna have to see. One thing that I can expect when it comes to that game, I do expect a lot of Marvel shit to happen. Legendary people that were struck down before their time of success. So you got this entity, Eternal Champions, going through all time zones and picking up these people, and now they're in a contest and only one can survive to change the flow of mankind. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's real deep. That's real deep. So let's just see. Like I said, I expect a lot of Marvel shit to happen. I expect a lot of multiverse shit to come out of that as well, because that's kind of how Eternal Champions story really is, the whole time traveling thing. So we gonna have to see, but expect a lot of Marvel shit to happen when it comes to this Eternal Champions movie. If it happens, I say I don't think it's gonna happen. I just think it's just an idea right now. But will I be interested in it? because I'm such a loyal fan of the franchise and the game, I'm probably gonna check it out. But it's just gonna be just one of those things. Even though I check it out, I still want the game. I want the game back. You feel what I'm saying? So they're not talking about the game at all. They talking about a movie. So I just wanted to come on here and just talk about that and talk about Eternal Champions. And like I said, not too many people are happy about this. I'm not happy about it. I want the game to come back. I want to be able to play the game. And I want to be able to go online. I want to be able to stream the game. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be able to do, you know, real content on the game when it comes to Eternal Champions, because I want to educate people when it comes to that game. I really do. I want to educate the new day and age when it comes to Eternal Champions. And all they got to do is just bring the game back as a remaster. If you don't want to make a new game, bring the game back as remaster. Not to bring both games back, because y'all know there was two games. There was the original Eternal Champions game for the Sega Genesis, and then there was the Eternal Champions Sega CD game. So just bring both of those games back for download. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So people like me can educate the new day and age when it comes to this fighting game, because right now people need to know about games like Eternal Champions. So as y'all see right here, these are the Eternal Champions. Eternal Champions for the Sega Genesis, the original Eternal Champions game. Eternal Champions Challenge from the Dark Side from the Sega CD. Now, you know, just to give y'all a little bit of a history, for those of y'all don't know about Eternal Champions, at the time, Eternal Champions was the fighting game in the mid-90s, and I was telling people Eternal Champions was that game that it was actually giving Mortal Kombat a run for its money. The first Eternal Champions, the first Mortal Kombat, it was giving Mortal Kombat a run for his money. At that time, a lot of people actually thought it was better than the first Mortal Kombat. But Eternal Champions, the weird thing about it was, I was telling people Eternal Champions was kind of like that hybrid game between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. It was like a hybrid. It was that game, like it merged both styles together. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, Eternal Champions merged both styles of those two fighting games together, because it had the mechanics of Street Fighter and it had the blood and gore and the finishing moves of Mortal Kombat. And that's what really drew people to play that game. It was like it had the speed of Street Fighter and the gore and fatalities of Mortal Kombat. And then, of course, you know, you had the Sega CD version, Challenge of the Dark Side. It just took shit to a whole nother level. One of the bloodiest, goriest fighting games of all time. And also, too, Challenge of the Dark Side had a cinematic aspect to it. The story was more cinematic. The characters were rendered in 3D and all of that. So, you know, Eternal Champions was the shit. It was really, you know, if they would have kept making Eternal Champions games, Eternal Champions would have been a phenomenon. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But, you know, Sega, with their stupid ass business practices and they dumbass business decisions, you know, decided to cut Eternal Champions because of other games. They just should have just kept making, you know, other games along with other games. Like, they should have just kept doing what Capcom was doing. And Capcom ended up having multiple iconic games. But Sega, you feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I just wish they bring the game back. And now a movie at this point is not going to do any justice for Eternal Champions, because ain't nobody going to know and ain't nobody going to care. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this movie is going to make people be like, okay, you know, let's check out the Eternal Champions game if they already don't know about it. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But it's just one of those weird things. And, you know, like I said, it's Sega. So, you know, it's just one of those. I just wish the game would come back. You know what I'm saying? I want the game to come back because I want to educate people about the game. It's a game that I do have fun with. I still have fun with, but, you know, I can't stream it. I can't upload it because the game is so old. So, you know, I guess we're going to have to keep on wishing. But, you know, as we all get older and shit like that, and we you know, these games get more powerful and we get all these consoles and shit, you know, you're gonna have to stop at some point. So, like I said, Eternal Champions movie, from a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 5. You know what I'm saying? Even though I haven't seen the movie or I haven't seen nothing about it, just the idea of this, I give it a 5 out of 10. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it over to y'all. What do y'all think about this whole news about the Eternal Champions movie? Would y'all rather have the game come back? You feel what I'm saying? Let me know. Put y'all thoughts and y'all feelings in the comment section below. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. My name is Demetrius. I will get back at you in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.